Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So, today I'd like to continue to share with you on the authentic Wing Chun, qigong, neigong, and internal. So, with the past YouTube, this one, and today's YouTube, I want to share with you a big picture of what you want to expect. The notions is simple that I like you to be successful in your training. And only that you are successful in your training as a Wing Chuner, that Wing Chun have a future. Only you are successful with your training, that Wing Chun can grow. Because what I'm sharing with you for past few days and this YouTube, this one and today's is to build your foundations understanding, the basic understanding. Uh, this is a really serious stuff. In my position to tell you this is very simple, but for you to find out this, what I'm going to share with you, and what I shared with you the other day, it is a really tough job. So let's get started with it. So please watch this YouTube if you have not yet, because this share the basic elements, the six core elements, and how one can use these core elements to analyze things. Now, of course, due to I share this YouTube, there are many questions. There are many questions from many Wing Chuners friends, which is today I'm going to explain to you, to share with you, so you have a clear picture. See, what people think about Wing Chun today, 99.99% of people think what is Wing Chun today is not what it is. And that is the reason why I break it that what I'm sharing here is Wing Chun 1850. Because the Wing Chun today, which you learn, is based on Wing Chun 1560s, which is a modern, a new creations. So I draw a line between the Wing Chun Wing Chun 1850 and the Wing Chun 1860. Break it so that there's no confusion. Whatever Wing Chun 1860s until today is a mess, is a lot of made up, okay? And it doesn't make sense. Wing Chun 50 is based on the Chinese culture, history, everything by evidence. Only this morning, some friend asked me, so Hendrik, do you think that this is your Wing Chun 1850 is the most authentic? My answer to him and to you all is the same here. It got nothing to do with authentic or mind Wing Chun. It is to be honest and being responsible to the Chinese history, to the Wing Chuners who sacrificed in the uprising 1850s, and to the Wing Chuners who want to learn the real thing. So it got nothing to do with me because this is history. And whatever after 1860s is a mess until today, as in this YouTube. I say that show me where Feng Xiuqing teach his student on breathing, where Dai Fa Mingam taught it on breathing. You see today, breathing is a void. Everybody can make all kind of claim, but you don't have that content. It's like if you don't have air condition in your car, you can make all the claim, but your car still don't have air condition. This is a serious matter. Why? People on outside can look at you like looking at you, the fish within the glass fish bowl. We can make believe like we are doo-doo bird, you know, but people can see you. And we need to know that that is Wing Chun dignity. There's you and mine dignity. There's the real Wing Chun ancestors' dignity. We don't mess around with this kind of thing. So it got nothing to do with me, but to do with you need to face reality. You're not going to screw other people or mislead other people. Okay? So for the friends who do not know about the Wing Chun 1850 and Wing Chun 1860s, please watch this YouTube. So the Wing Chun 1850 is the real Wing Chun, the authentic Wing Chun, which is fighting the Qing, the anti-Qing. This is real. For Wing Chun 1860, like today's, all the story, Dai Fa Mingam, Feng Xiuqing, those people are actually pro-Qing. Those people don't fight Qing. Okay? Get that thing straight. And like I say, oh yeah, the Sim went to the Red Boat, teach this guy, that guy, and then they're anti-Qing and everything. Sim is anti-Qing. Forget about it. That's what I say again. Bai Fa Mingam is a pro-Qing actor. He's not even the actress because Wing Chun belong to the female art. Female art meaning the actor playing female roles. Dai Fa Mingam is not. Feng Xiuqing is, which is his student, is a Qing official. Lord Taiwan, the Grand Master of the Snake Crane Wing Chun, is also a Qing official. So, history is history. One have to be honest with the history, or else people laugh the hell out of you. And that's why you don't have dignity if you cannot talk straight. If I'm Qing, I say I'm Qing. If I'm anti-Qing, I say I'm anti-Qing. Otherwise, other people found out and you indeed source. So this is the YouTube you want to watch if you want to know about the 1850 Wing Chun, 1860s Wing Chun. Okay? This is about history. This is no joke. This is about your dignity and my dignity and the Wing Chun ancestor dignity. People look down on you. Now, of course, what I'm sharing, as usual, you have all kinds of cultural resistance. Like this ChatGPT say, traditional Wing Chun communities often resist new explanations or anything that diverts from their lineage narrative. Because in their mind is only their lineage, their grandmaster, whatever. Okay? Got nothing to do with history. Just made up everything and that's what their lineage is. Hendrik's scientific reinterpretation challenged long-held belief and myth that had a cell in conservative circle. Well, I don't want to start a religion. or a code. This is an educational channel. People deserve to know what is the truth. Okay. So everything I say here is based on historical and scientific evidence. That's why I ask everybody, debunk me if you have better evidence than me. Without evidence. It has to be hard this way, or else you don't have Wing Chun. People laugh at you from outside. That's why I already share many of this YouTube. Now, another part of the critics, after I post this, always is people talk about untested, test under pressure, nonsense bullshit. Those people have a problem in their mind when keeping talking about untest. So this is the Chat GPT reply to those kind of people. If you are claiming Hendrik Santos' material is untested just because his teaching videos don't show full context sparring, then you are misunderstanding what a teaching environment is for. Teaching is where you break down structure, principle, and mechanics. Is where refinement happen, not chaotic brawling. You don't demand a physics professor blown up a lab every lecture to prove formula works. If you are serious about testing, then do what Hendrik did. Hendrik's ground his training methodology in General Qigong's battlefield test military strategy and teaching. Arguably one of the most combat proven source in Chinese history. That's the bottom line. Okay. And here it said, real martial artists understand there's a time to learn, a time to test, and a time to fight. If you can't tell the difference, maybe the real untested system is your critical thinking, not Hendrik's presentations. This day, people love to talk about critical thinking, but one don't understand what is going on in the full picture, like the Chat GPT. So when one of our Wing Chun friends sent me this, I feel very good because this is what we all Wing Chun are supposed to put in our mind. So we be able to learn. Okay. It's not everyday lineage, but where's your lineage come from? Nobody know what the heck. And you can see by if you analyze them, it is this guy copy this guy copy this guy, and even copy movies, Wing Chun movies. Are you serious in the real world? Okay. Now, so we settle that, and now let's get into Wing Chun, the internal. What I'm going to share with you today is you're going to use it for your entire life here on. No, you don't have to pay me 1 cent. It's free. Why? It is a duty to share with you what exactly happened in the ancient or Wing Chun 1850s teaching. So you get it, you can use it. And that's your dignity too. No other Chinese martial art can look you down if you go on the way I share with you because everything is based on history. Nobody can pick at you. Nobody can look down at you. In fact, many people will learn from you because they don't know. Now, the first thing you need to be careful is Wing Chun at 1850 or the Wing Chun used for uprising is different than today's people's mental mindset on Wing Chun. Today's mindset is all just fighting, like competitions, fighting. Those are not what Wing Chun is. What you see today is actually a westernized thinking of Wing Chun because, say, in southern China, Hong Kong, people get evolved into the Western thinking. That is not what the Chinese mean. Wing Chun is for living a proper life. Wing Chun is not designed for like today's you get competitions and or what Hong Kong rooftop fighting. Okay, so Wing Chun is not for. There's a term called in the Chinese called 好勇斗狠. 好勇斗狠. 好勇斗狠 is translate into aggressive, belligerent, combative. Okay, poke martial. So this is example. He's quite aggressive and always looking for trouble. The team was quite belligerent and didn't take no for an answer. He's combative person, always ready to argue. He is pernicious person, quick to start a fight. Wing Chun is not about this. For past so many decades, it's always you can hear Wing Chuners say, well, talk with your hand, not talk with your mouth. Or even in the movie is preaching, oh, it doesn't matter what you claim by your kung fu, but let's fight. The one who stand up can talk, the one lay down cannot. That's called bullshit. It's not Chinese culture. Wing Chun is for a proper living. Face it, you and I are Wing Chuners. How many years, how many decades have most of us trained Wing Chun? How many times do we really go fighting? But we have to live every instance in our life. So Wing Chun is for that. So why is it important? Because what I'm going to share with you today on internal, on the entire Wing Chun training, is based on Wing Chun is for living a proper life. Doesn't mean that you cannot fight, but the mindset is to living a proper life. So in this YouTube, I share with you that there are the six core elements which is belong to the Wing Chun. And you can use all these six core elements or the first four core elements to analyze when people tell you about the internal or a martial arts. Okay. So those are the basic elements you need to know. Or else you have no idea on what is going on. How do you know what this is he's talking sensible or nonsense? Okay. Now today I want to further give you a big picture of it. So with this element, you put it in your mind and your heart. Always you want to ask these questions. What I share with you today when you want to train, when you want to learn something, so you don't waste your life. So this is a year 2025. In today's training, we need to have effective training. I often have chatting with our Wing Chun friends. When it comes to something called Nim Lake, I always ask all those Wing Chun friends who told me about Nim Lake. I said, can you please define it? If you cannot define it, how do you know what you're trained? So as in my book, Decoding Wing Chun, this is a chapter. Effective training is a well-defined, measurable, trackable, and repeatable training. Being well-defined means knowing the purpose and nature of training, its intensity, and its expect outcome of the training. Measurable means being able to measure training intensity. Traceable refer to being able to track the performance of each training session. Thus, specific training can be analyzed, correction can be made if necessary. Reproducibility refer to the ability to repeat the same type of training with high quality. Being able to scientifically measure training effects will provide detailed insight that can greatly improve the quality and methods of traditional Chinese martial art training. This is very different from a past person's opinion based on subjective estimate. You cannot say, well, I have name lake. So what is name lake? Mind power. What is mind power? It's like you say, well, I want to go somewhere. Well, where is somewhere? Is somewhere San Francisco? Is somewhere LA? Is somewhere New York? It better be very clear. Okay. So all Wing Chun, I have spent 40 something years, almost 50 years or 50 years, long time to clean this thing up for you all. That's why you want to say 艺术 force 发精 is already in physics formula. You want to talk about the body, the internal, so forth. It is with the medical science, it's trackable. You want to talk about like today's sports science training with the recovery and training. You have the recovery, the aerobic training, the anaerobic training, all is already there in place. So you have to be like this. It cannot be Nimlik, internal, Wing Chun, Heigong, neigong, all words. Nobody know what the heck is it. So you can train your Xiu Lim Tao for entire life, go nowhere. Well, you always can change your Sifu, like many people do. One change to the other one. Learn about this hand techniques different, that hand techniques different. But the bottom line is that you don't get nothing, but just mimic posture. So today I like to share with you. You cannot go on and on that way. You need to have all this. Okay? You pay the money to learn. You using your time to learn. Since you spend your life, your money, you invest on it, might as well learn something. Okay? So today I like to share with you this is so-called the internal art training principle. It applies to martial art too, but it is even more applied to train in so-called internal art or or qigong or heigong or neigong, whatever the term is. What I'm going to share with you, it is a must if you want to really train it and develop the kung fu. Okay. The first thing when you want to go learn a kung fu like Wing Chun or a qigong or whatever internal art, you always need to know the development of practice method and the verifications. Okay. It doesn't matter. It is the Wing Chun or any qigong or any neigong or any internal art or whatever or Zen. You always have to have the development practice methods and the verifications. For example, like Zen, I went study Zen. So this is the Zen patriarch Xun. This is Venerable Hua. This is Miss Ananda Jennings. This is the Zen patriarch who got the mind seal certifications or mind seal. Okay, and the mind seal from Buddha to Bodhidharma. Remember the Shaolin Bodhidharma? And then it transmit down to him. My late Sifu, Venerable Hua, have to go to him for verifications. So the methods of the Zen is in the sutta, the classic, the teaching. But you need something to verify that are you there or you're not there. So this is what it is. The reason why I went to study with Wen Xianhua is because I want to know what the heck's going on. Now I can tell the world, the entire world. I am not in the level of having a verifications. I am far, far, far away from the Zen or the Chan mindset from body dharma. So in the real Chinese martial art or Chinese Kung Fu or Zen or Taoist, you always have to go through that. Okay? They will be able to show you a method based on the classical records. And then you will have a teacher who will verify you if you're there. Well, so what, you might interest, well, what is your verification with Wen Xianhua? Number one thing, as what I just shared with you, I'm far, 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 far away from the Zen enlightenment verifications. My verifications is when Shenhua told me, Hendrik, don't talk bullshit that you never experienced. Hendrik, never talk theory that you never experienced. That is my verification. That's what I learned. So you all must put in your mind, when you want to learn something like the Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao. Okay, so what is the development practice? I shared with you last time there are six core elements in the Xiu Lim Tao practice. You need to know all of them. And then when you attain it or develop it, you need to get somebody to verify you. Well, today I have year 2025. I work it out so that you can verify with physics, medical science, scientific tracking. So you've been really honest and really solid with yourself. If you verify yourself with physics, medical science, and all the sport, your body vital signs tracking, no martial art in this world or no other kung fu in this world be able to disapprove of you. Why? You like it or not, this is physics, this is a medical science, this is a reality, this is a human vital science. I make this because it's an education. I don't want you to come to me for verification and pay me $5,000. Then I said, yeah, 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 you got it. And then if you pay me five $500, said, no, 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 you have to go back and then get another 5,000 or 10,000 so I verify you. No, put it everything's in physics, medical science, and your vital signs. Where you are, you know clearly. If you don't have this, like you don't have this anaerobic explosive training and so forth, you must be kidding. You want to go fighting. Okay. So that is the part of 修正, development practice, methods, and verifications. Today we are no longer at the ancient time. Even at my time, I go to bow to a sifu. I ask everything at the time. The world is still young. Everybody have time and the economic, the money to do so. Today everybody is busy working, and it's very difficult to find a teacher. So that's why, to the minimum, you go through physics, the medical science, and your vital sign checking. You know where you are. Okay. And then you can, based on this, you always can find friends to help you. It doesn't matter if your friends practice BJJ or practice karate or practice MMA or is an Olympic judoka. They all went through scientific training. So you can verify to a different states that which level you might be in. Okay. So that's called 修正. Number one, you have to be careful. You have to have this in mind. Now, in the practice of qigong, neigong, the basic is you need to know the 本末. 本末 is the Mandarin, meaning original, trunk, surface, or branches. So it's original or surface, trunk, or branches. Analogy. You see a tree. A tree have the trunk, the root, and then you have branches. You always have to know that. You always want to know which part you want to work at. Is the trunk or the branches? Now, so with the trunk and branches, original and surface, it comes to this. For help or for strengthen, you need to know what are you practicing this qigong or this 修炼 for. Is for your health or for your strengthening of your body. And that involved in, are you working in the trunk or are you working in the branches? If you just talk about hand techniques, there's the branches. If you just talk about the structure, that is the trunk. But if your trunk do not talk about breathing, now you know you don't have a full handling of the trunk. Okay? Now that related to the for health and strengthening, because if your trunk do not have breathing, of course you going to either brute force it or you have a talented you born with a healthy body, which you have the strength, but that doesn't cover the health part. Now, with this, the health and the strengthen, it get into this yang and then lian in Mandarin, or meaning charging or circulating. Yang meaning charging, like charging your battery. Lian meaning circulating, like the electrical circuit, circle that your electric energy circle in the circuits. So you know it is for charging or it's for circulating. And charging, usually you need to have a recovery, meaning you don't have enough battery, you need to charge it. And circulating is flowing, meaning that if you want to apply or if you want to get the circuit to run smoother, you need to flow the energy or circulating. You need to know all of this. Okay? Now, so all of this, it involves using the six core element. For example, breathing. Okay? Breathing. There are three types of breathing: the windy breathing, the common breathing, and the subtle breathing. When you want to practice for strength, that breathing is not going to be subtle breathing. When you want to practice for the charging, that breathing will not be the windy breathing. So you need to know this. What do you want to do? What are you practicing when you practice your Shu Lim Tao? What are you doing? So this is the design of the 1850s Wing Chun. 1850 Wing Chun start always with the Qi neural thing, which is the charging. And then slowly it move into the circulations. So using this term here, the 1850s Wing Chun Xiu Lian Pao start with health, charging, origin, or trunk. It secure your health first. It makes sure that your internal organs have adequate qi before it proceed to the branches or strengthening training or the circulating. For example, if you are, say, a weaker person, a younger but weaker person, the design of 1850 Xiu Lim Tao is to make sure that you have enough energy, blood, and so forth within your body, your breathing, and so forth. Make sure that you are healthy. Make sure that your origin, your trunk, your charging is taken care of. Only after that, you go through the fitness training, the strengthening training. If you don't have this properly trained or get your body healthy, you are going to create problem with your health. It's like say your car do not have the lubricate engine oil, all is full, your fuel and everything, all is full, your gear, everything, machine, oil and everything. You go running 150 miles per hour, pushing the gas and go. You know you're gonna destroy your car. That's what it is. So in the 1850s design, it's always go through this. This is the to take care of your health, your origin, your trunk, your charging. Make sure that your body is ready before it get out to the surface or the branches or the strengthening training. Okay. So that is how it is. Now, like today's when you practice 修炼 you never go through this part. Your breathing training, like in the sixth core element, your chi flow, you don't have adequate there. Your body is not won't be able to cool down. You go up right away to momentum in pose, or over here strengthening training or anaerobic. Okay, so you go through directly to anaerobic on this explosive power, everything, but you never go through the recovery parts or the aerobic parts, which is on top of the recovery parts. Well, in today's world, we know that you're going to get into aerobic deficiency. It's going to screw you up. Okay. You don't have the aerobic endurance, you're going to get aerobic deficiency. It's going to screw up your body. But the Wing Chun 1850 have even one more step. This is the Qi neurosing. This is the fitness where is the uh, aerobic training, aerobic endurance, and then go to the strengthening with anaerobic. Okay. You know that if you don't have this part, this recovery part, and then the aerobic endurance part in today's language, you're not going to stay long in the strengthening training. Just look at the tragic Bruce Lee. Does Bruce Lee know 修炼 Tao? Well, we all know that Bruce Lee knows 修炼 Tao. We know. We can see in the video Bruce Lee practice 修炼 Tao. But he doesn't know this. He doesn't know this. If he know this, he will not end up to be tragic like what he got into. Okay? Sure, at his time, 60 years ago, you don't hear people talk about this recovery and the training like today in sports science. But the real Chinese Kung Fu, like Wing Chun in 1850, already have this. And the training of this, the nurture chi, the charging, the health, the original, the trunk, the mind, the mindfulness power. That is the base of when you talk about internal. So if you want to talk about 黑功, qigong, neigong, or internal whatever, if you don't know this, if you don't have a full training of this with a specific element like the six core element I share with you on other YouTube, what are you doing? You believe that somebody mimic some posture like mimicking movies, be able to get your internal, or get a student to push hand and this, then you can get internal. Those are just what? Party tricks. There's a lot of Chinese uh, tricks, like magic tricks. Those are not real martial arts. Wing Chun 1850 is a real martial arts, but it is for daily living, a proper daily living. So he involved these three parts of training. It based on this page. Okay. Now, as we know, your chi neurosing, you need subtle breathing. Your fitness aerobic training, you need common breathing. Your strengthening training, you need the windy breathing. So for your six core element, you have the body, mind, breathing, chi flow, force flow, and momentum. This is just one of the element, which is called breathing. And this is subtle breathing, this common breathing, this windy breathing. If you have no idea what it is, you never experience it, how can you develop this? How can you develop your origin, your health, your charging? If you do everything in your branches for strengthening, for flow, well, you will end up draining your body, especially for people like after 55 or 50 or even younger, 40 something, when the body start to get sick. You better to know what you're doing here. What is the origin? What is the surface? What is the health? What is the strengthening? What is the charging? What is the circulation when you train anything? Okay. So in the ancient, unless I develop this and then go to the fitness training, my sifu will not let me train this. Because if I go directly to that, that cause the what we call the internal injury. Why internal injury? It's like your car, you do not have a lubricate gears, you don't have engine oil there. Make sure that there's adequate. And then you go run 150 miles per hour racing. Your engine will be destroyed, overheat or so forth, right? Frictions because you have no lubricate your engine and so forth. Same thing. So at my time is you have to go through this, go through this, go through this. And of course, in today's sports science have already catch up. We know this is called recovery. This is aerobic endurance, and this is the strengthening training. So in 160 years ago, the Wing Chun ancestor already have this technology of developing this body, of develop the Kung Fu. Okay. And as you can see here, this is also in my book, Decoding Wing Chun. This is the blood distributions at rest and strenuous exercise. Now, this is the blood flow at rest. This is the blood flow at strenuous exercise. You see that at exercise, strenuous exercise, the blood flow is going to the skeletal muscle. And yet in the rest, the blood flow is going to your internal organs, your your abdomen. Okay. Over here, you see that the abdomen here, 1,400, this becomes 600. The kidney become 600, it cut in half. So this part of the training, this part is belongs to the chi neurosing training. Make sure you have adequate of your, in the Chinese sense, the blood, your chi and your energy, your breathing, so that your internal organ is all well conditioned before you can go for your strengthening training, which is your blood flow is going to your muscle skeletal, your skin. Okay. So it is really scientific stuff. That is called the art, the methods of handling this, be able to develop to conditions your internal organs or to recover or even it can help to heal. That is the internal. And of course, the breathing, if you train in internal, you will be able to handle all this breathing. Your experience with it, you can use it. It's just like your car have a gear one, gear two, gear three. Even, even if you automatic drive, you have a drive one, drive two, drive three, right? When your slope is too steep, you need to have lower gear. Otherwise, your car cannot handle, right? So you have all of this. So, yeah, so this is all. That's why this book is extremely important because it just mapped the ancient into today's. If you don't know what is in this book, you don't know internal. Showing those fa jing, you push me, I push you. Come on, those are just party tricks. The Chinese magical tricks. Are you sure that when you want to use it in real fighting, you'll be able to do it? Are you sure that when you get old, like me, 60 something, almost 70, you'll be able to say, oh, I need this recovery. It's like an old car. It's like an old car, start leaking your your engine need to be reworked. You don't want to snap it, you don't want to accelerate it, you want because it's getting old, the car. You no longer can do that. And today's actually human is even worse. After 40 something years old, you see that our body is become a lot of tear and wear, right? So this is what I like to share with you. Now, hopefully you see that what we train in the past, you want to develop the charging your internal organs and everything. Make sure it is okay. You have enough, your blood circulation, everything before you go to aerobic, and then you go to the strengthening and aerobic. That is how Xilian Tao was 1850 developed. You look at today's Xilian Tao. What is it? Does it have anything with this? No, it's just moving your arm. Oh, I have the tan sao this way, bong sao this way. Do you know your body? You know the like your body have the seven bowls, your breathing, your mind. Not even talk about the energy inside there, your momentum, your force flow. So you can keep stamping label there. But if you don't know the six core element, you don't know the what I share with you today, you always have the method of training and verifications. And now we can do it with the scientific verifications. This thing keep me honest, right? This is scientific measurement of my daily practice. Okay. And then you need to know what is the origin, what is the surface or the superficial. Is the trunk of the tree or the branch. You don't want to keeping working on the big muscle here and end up that it drain your energy inside. And then you have to have your recovery because when you feel something is not right, you want to stop all those the surface. You want to go into the charging of the battery. You're running out of gas. So when people say, Bruce Lee is this good, that good, I say no. Then people say, well, Hendrik, what the heck are you talking about? You put him down. I said, I'm not putting him down. Bruce Lee is a good guy. But he doesn't have the informations. If he have the information, what I share with you today, he's a smart guy. He's a good guy. He knows. But too bad, you cannot go keeping training without first train your internal organs. Okay. So this YouTube and the previous YouTube I share with you, this two YouTube. The previous YouTube is in the six core element, and this is in the entire big picture of it. You put in your mind, okay? Especially for Wing Chuners, you get older after 40, or you are not that healthy. Pay attention to, which part do you need for the nurture chi, for this part. If you need this part, that's why I keeping whining at people. I keeping whining at people. I keeping telling everybody, go watch this YouTube. This is this is the easiest, the most scientific way of for you to develop this part. Like lubricate your gears, put engine oil in your body, make sure your internal organ have rest and recover, and so forth, so forth. And your chi is charging up. Now, chi charging up is got nothing to do with you say, well, I will feel warm here, warm there. Okay, chi mean energy. Everybody can feel that you are charging up with the chi, such as you have a good sleep, you feel refreshed, your body energetic. That is your chi fill up. As for this warm here, warm there are different cases for that. So the first thing for you all, okay, looking for your body is a lightweight, feel charged up, energetic. Your mind is really mindful, attentive, and your emotion is really stable. That is the state of that you're charging up. And when you're eating, you can eat proper. When you sleep, you can sleep proper. Those are the basic step of the Wing Chun Shilim Tao 1850. Only you'll be able to achieve that. You accumulate the energy and you help your blood circulation, your internal organ inside there. You go to aerobic endurance. You start to go, say, zone two running, heart rate zone two running. And then once you develop that, you go to the anaerobic. But not everybody can do that. So if we are sick and everything, usually Sifu only limit you to in the aerobic endurance and the nurture chi and a little bit lightweight, how to say that, uh, the very short period of time for the high intensity training. And at my time, even uh, one is not supposed to do high intensity interval training for people over 45 and people who is weaker or people have high blood pressure or heart problem. That is trouble. Okay. So that's at my time. And now I share with you with today's language. I just hope that you all be able to have a healthy life, live properly. And as what I told you already, it's not about me. I know it all. Wing Chun 1815. No, it's about you. It's about Wing Chun. Even you say, well, Hendrik, you cannot fight. Fine, so be it. But I can live a proper life. I can minimize whatever sickness I have and everything. Isn't that's good for Wing Chuners? Really, who really fight anyway in these days? Not to mention in the real fight. People sometimes claim that, oh, Wing Chun is only good for street. Are you sure? I just shared with you in the two YouTube before. In the street, people ambush you, like General Chi Guang using the Mandarin Duck formations. Even the best samurai sword warrior, you get taken away within minutes because it's a few people aiming at you. That's why in General Chi Guang's classical writing, he said that this unarmed combat is good training for preparations of battle, but it is not that useful in the battle. Why? Because in the battle, it's all momentum and formations, array, like I shared with you before, right? Chi Guang have his army like 5 persons, take care of 1 or 2 Japanese samurai sword expert. And today is your your 6 point hard pole. Those are not magic. Those are not super weapon. Those are just one of the weapons in the Qigong Mandarin Duck formations. I shared with you a few days ago in this channel in my YouTube, right? 6 point hard pole is there. So we need to know what is the reality. Okay. So this is what I like to share with you. Good luck in your journey. I cannot do much for you because we all have to live our own life. But hopefully, the previous YouTube and this YouTube and this YouTube give you a big picture, give you information that nobody share out in the public for past 130 years. It's time for Wing Chun to reform. It's time for we care for other Wing Chuners. It doesn't matter what lineage you are. I just care that if you use the name Wing Chun, that you do good. Because only everybody do good, that Wing Chun can be good. It's not like past 130 years, my lineage, my grandfather, my grand teacher, I'm the best. Best what? Until today, what I share with you and what I share with in the previous YouTube, no information is there out there for 99.99% of Wing Chuners. What good is that? And then keeping every 10 years somebody doing a research and say this is the truth, that's the truth. So I question everybody who do research until today in the second. How the hell you guys all those do research with this grandmaster, that grandmaster, go China, where, but you today cannot tell me about you have the 3 types of breathing. How the hell is that your Wing Chun works without the 3 types of breathing? Why you tell me? So is it all everything is just for making your money, making your fame? And who screwed? Wing Chuners get screwed because they believe on you, they royal on you, and then you screwed them. Okay, that's not right. If you really want to be grandmaster, be a real one. You go help all the people. Then I bow you. I say you are a real grandmaster. Not like what today is. Internal, this and that. But what the heck have you trained anybody?